I'm going to fill up my water bottle here and I'll give you a chance. So we're starting off this week, one of the new 6 weeks, with facial reflexology and a facial massage, okay, as the self-care part of it, okay? It's all self-care, but as the touch, the physical self-care that we will do on ourselves. So if anyone wants to go and grab their cream or anything they're using for the face, okay, I use the Tropic oils. If you have a Tropic distributor near you, the Tropic oils are lovely for the face and the neck, keeping us hydrated and all the rest of it, okay? So when I'm wearing an old t-shirt here today so that the oil just doesn't get onto anything, any good clothes, okay? Just in case you need to do a quick Meghan Markle there and throw on something more casual. Now, great. We'll get started, everybody. So as always, we can use the chat function there if you need to chat to me. We have everybody muted just because it can get scratchy and crackly unless we do that, okay? And also it helps with your bandwidth and mine. So for those of you who are just newly joining the program, I'm Anne Monaghan, and I've been working in this area full-time really for 4 years. Over the years, I've done bits and pieces of yoga, and it wasn't until yoga pulled me out of anxiety, generalized anxiety disorder, that I started to do more research and more work into the whole area of self-care, stress management, relaxation and thought management, okay? So in the first 6 weeks, we focused a lot on stress. So if you remember, we talked about the types of stress. So your two main types of stress, acute and chronic. The internal and external stressors. So the pandemic is just, a huge external stressor on us. In this 6 weeks, we're going to focus more on our internal stressors, okay? Primarily the unconscious mind. And don't worry, it's not like I don't go into loads and loads of theory. The hour will fly, and it's interspersed with some exercises as well as then wee nuggets of theory and bits and pieces of work that you will do. And what I mean by that is just in terms of like thinking about taking some of the stuff away, just thinking about it, reflecting on it, bits and pieces of self-development work. So nothing, this is not like a PhD class or a master's class in self-care or relaxation or anything like that. Okay, so to ground us, the start of the class, for anyone who's just joined us, we're going to be doing some facial reflexology and a facial massage later on. So just think about, okay, what nice cream do I have that I'm going to use? And to start with, we're just going to ground ourselves and do some breathing exercises. So I'm going to go to the mat. Don't worry if you don't have a yoga mat, okay? You can just use the carpet, stay comfy in the chair. This is all about you taking an hour out for you. So I don't want you to feel more stressed, during this or at the end of it, okay? Just go with the flow, whatever your mind and body needs for this hour, okay? I'm just all focused this morning because on a Thursday morning, I do a half-hour yoga class at 7 o'clock, and then I feel just more energetic on a Thursday. Okay, so we're just going to do some breathing exercises. Get comfy there. Anyone who wants to sit in meditative pose, that's okay. You can join me in that. And that is when you just crossing the legs over. I sit up on yoga blocks to start with because it allows the knees to just fall down and allows the thighs, the pelvis, the groin, the ankles even, just to open up there nicely on their own, okay? Now just join your thumb and forefinger together. And anyone who didn't do the first course and is joining in now, don't worry, you will pick up on everything as we go along, because I'll refer back to what we did in the first 6 weeks, and we're just slowly building on that now over the next 6 weeks, okay? Plus, all of the videos are available on the Northern Ireland Rural Women's Network YouTube channel, okay? And even I went back to the one with the distance Reiki during the week because I found my shoulders and neck getting very tight. And I played the distance Reiki one in bed a couple of times at night this week, and I found it really, really, really powerful, okay? So just, you've those to refer back to. Okie doke, so just join the thumb and forefinger together. Try to sit up nice and straight with the spine straight, and just drop the head slightly onto the chest. And we'll just breathe in and out through the nose, okay? Just big deep breaths in and out through the nose. And I'm just going to time us here. The NHS recommends 4 minutes of controlled breathing each day. So we're just going to breathe for 4 minutes, controlled breathing. We're going to ground ourselves. And we're just going to do a wee body scan. But just focus on your breath. Bring your awareness to your third eye that's located between the eyebrows. Just breathing in and out through the nose. Letting your whole body relax. Noticing how the forehead feels, the cheeks and jaw. Even let your jaw hang open. Let your tongue hang heavy in the mouth. Just allowing the any tension and stress, tightness to leave the jaw. Relaxing the neck, shoulders, upper arms, lower arms, hands and fingers. Just keeping your awareness at your third eye. Some of you might see colours, breathing in and out through the nose. So I'm seeing a couple of colours starting to come here now. Don't worry if you don't. There's a nice pinky red trying to come through and yellowy green. And even if your head wants to hang lower and fall forward more, that's okay. Giving the back of the neck a good stretch out. Noticing how the upper back feels and the lower back. Pelvis, thighs, knees, calves, heels and toes. Breathing in and out through the nose. You might be aware of noises in the house or noises around us. Anyone who's cross-legged, just fold the legs over now in the other direction for balance. Just keep doing your breathing. Listening to the noises around us, not reacting to them, just letting your thoughts come and go. For some of you, you might be able to start to look deeper into your third eye there. As we just relax in preparation for this session. And we're just letting all those thoughts go about everything we have to do and everything we have to do today. Just let them go. Just breathing in and out through the nose. Big deep breaths. As we get more relaxed, big deeper breaths. Starting to lengthen our exhale now. We'll start to do just a few 4 and 8s where we breathe in through the nose for 4 and we breathe out for 8, okay? Taking the hands to the tummy on the count of 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath in, tummy out for 4. Out, tummy in. In, tummy out. 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 Out, tummy in. Good, just bringing the legs out straight in front. We'll just do a wee stretch just to activate our calming nervous system. So if you're on the chair, that's okay, you can still reach forward. If you're on the carpet, that's okay. Great thing is you don't need anything fancy, okay? Just keep the knees down and the toes up, and we're going to try and touch those toes, but just going to where we can. Big deep breath in, arms up. Breathing out. Relaxing the whole body. Another big deep breath in and breathing out as we reach forward towards those toes. If we can't touch the toes, don't worry. We're just going to take the hands to wherever you can, even if it's to the knees. If you're on a chair, just lean forward, allowing the head to drop, allowing the back to open up. So just hanging, if you're on a chair there, just hanging low towards the floor. And anyone that can, just taking the hands up over the feet and down if you can. If not, don't worry. Just go into where you can. And let's come up out of that. Excellent. So that's 7.5 minutes good of breathing. Just keep breathing in and out through the nose there, guys. Just do finish your 30 seconds. So we do 8 minutes of our breathing today, which is great. The NHS recommends 4, so we'll get 8 done today. Just keep doing your breathing there. So that's just 8 minutes of grounding ourselves, coming out of our busyness, the busyness of the day, maybe phone calls, emails, and all the rest of it. Okay, so just 10 minutes to refocus, recalibrate, and also to start to become more conscious about what we're going to do for the next 45 minutes. So we leave the distractions of the morning and we leave our to-do list behind, okay? Let me just get on that sock. Okay, so just a wee catch up before. I know you're all waiting on the facial reflexology and the facial massage. So just a wee catch up with where we're at. So last week we finished the first 6 weeks of the program. Now we talked about the external stressors, the pandemic, okay? And so the internal stressors, remember we covered our internal stressors are our fears. They can be our beliefs, okay? Things that we believe in, but maybe they don't sit well with us intuitively or with our personality. Maybe we follow things and do things because we're afraid of offending people, family, friends, community, whatever we might believe in. Control, feeling a lack of control is an internal stressor. Our attitudes can be internal stressors. Our own attitudes can be internal stressors to us, and also, of course, our thoughts, okay? Now, in this 6 weeks, we are going to take a wee closer look at the unconscious. So remember last week I was saying, or the week before, that we get up in the morning, we put on the kettle, get a cup of coffee or tea, whatever it is, and then we start our day and we get the children sorted or families sorted. We turn on the laptop, we start work, and off we go, okay? We can drive somewhere, or we can go into a shop and we can talk to people, and we can come out and we wouldn't even maybe be aware or mindful or conscious of having done all of those things, okay? We can have a conversation with people, and we'd come home and somebody say, who did you see, or who were you chatting to? And you know, we would tell them, and then we're asked, well, what were you talking about? And we would have to say, well, you know, I don't really remember. We went over that much. So all of the time, most of the time, we are operating out of our unconscious, okay? So we and we need to, for a lot of what we do, of course we need to operate out of our unconscious, all right? What we're going to cover in this course is some of the things which are stressors to us that come from the unconscious. We're going to look first at identifying them, okay? And then in the later sessions, we're going to look maybe at techniques and strategies for breaking them, okay? We're also going to look at this course in more detail. So at the sources of our own, you're going to look at the sources of your own internal stressors, okay? So we're just going to do a wee exercise for 1 minute. You don't need a pen and paper for this. We're going to take just 1 to 2 minutes in quiet meditation. And you are going to be engaging your conscious brain. And I want you to think about 1 or 2 things that cause you stress, okay? Now, you're going to come up with other people or triggers or situations, okay? It is those, but it's what about those that causes you stress, okay? So we're starting to look now at your internal stressors. So just going to our silent meditation for a couple of minutes, closing the eyes, and just again bringing your awareness to the third eye, asking yourself the question, what are my internal stressors or triggers? I can be on holiday, something can happen, and my stress response goes off, but it shouldn't, because I'm on holiday, I'm relaxed. So Even when we're in those situations, what stresses us out? What are our stressors? What are our triggers? Thinking on situations that have happened recently. Maybe conversations that we have had, that we've come home and spoken about them. Starting to bring your awareness back into the room. So if anyone wants to message there or chat, what are some of your internal stressors, okay? They are usually our reaction to something somebody else says or does, okay? Anyone want to share? For me, IT is a big stressor, okay? We need it to work. We need it now to work. We need it to communicate with people. But to me, it's a big stressor because I will just sit down to take 20 minutes to do a meditation and the phone like pings, 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 pings. Okay, to me, that's a stressor. But it's what internally about me stresses me out about that, okay? Because I can switch the phone off and then I'm sitting there going, frick, I should reply to that. So that is something deep within me. It's either, feeling the need to respond, to respond immediately to people. Clients, PITA, clients. I'm not sure what the PITA is, but clients, I can imagine, yes. Yep. So for example, for IT and for clients, pain in the arse clients. Very good, yes. So I'll come on to these ones now. What people are messaging there, let's keep the messages going, guys, because everybody's going to have stuff, okay, and some of us are going to have stuff and they'll be glad that you said it, okay. So consider this like a group counselling session, but it's safe, because I'll not read out who's saying who. If your chat message is private, I'll not read out who's saying who, okay, but we're all going through the same stuff, okay. So, but the example of the IT, you could simply say the IT stresses me out, but lots of people switch off the phone and they never, they never fucking answer it, okay? Like I have a friend and you can never get her on the phone. She might check her messages like once a day, and I'm just like, how does she do that? But she gets through life fine. Okay, and she switches off her phone like if she's going to wait for the day hell walking, and whereas mine's beeping away and I'm checking it, though I've got better at that. But that is something about me. That is something that I need to work on. Okay, this need that I have, or feel that I have, immediate need to reply to what people are saying. Okay, yeah, the balance between working at home and helping my son with his schoolwork it makes you feel guilty. Yeah. Yep. Again, probably an internal stressor there, because this has all been put on a lot of people, okay, to work from home and to homeschool at the same time, right? This has all been put on us, okay, without any training, practice, supervision, or skills. And in those circumstances, guys, you know, I would just do what you can. All right, do what you can. I know it's really easy to say but hard to do. Don't beat yourself up about you're not going to be able to do what all that's expected of you, okay? And teachers and schools and education systems shouldn't expect that either, okay? However, this is now something for you to work on, is, you know, how and why you feel like this, and the feelings of guilt, okay? Feeling we have to be perfect in all areas of life, and it's hard to balance. Yeah, that is a common one for everyone. And why do we feel the need to be perfect? You know, to be perfect, like the perfect partner or the perfect friend, you know, or the perfect lover, or the perfect teacher and the perfect homeschooler. We are all just doing what we can, okay? We are all trying our best. We are all doing our best. There is none of us perfect. What I would say to you is, you know, have you lost yourself in the midst of being the perfect person? Okay? Have we lost ourselves in the midst of being all of these things to other people? And this course hopefully will help us to find that wee nugget, if we have lost it, nugget of who we are, okay? The wee nugget of our own being, our own personality. People not taking on board what I am saying, well, that is definitely one to work on for you there, Joanne, okay? That is probably not about other people. I would say that is more about you, okay? You feel they're not taking on board what you're saying. What you're saying is important to you, okay? Why should it be important that they take it on board or not, okay? Maybe it's your work colleagues, okay? Maybe it's something you need to let go of. You know, if I sort of, say I do these classes, and you know, the numbers wane, the numbers drop off because like people feel I am talking complete and absolute cack. You know, I will still be doing all of this work on me to whoever will listen, okay? But that is definitely one to work on there, okay? When I see you know, it coming up about other people, it's never about other people, it's about us, all right? And that is something that I had to learn as well. You know, other people do this and other people don't do that and all the rest of it. No, that wasn't about them. This was about me. This was something that I needed to work on in terms of self-development. Okay. A stressor for me is feeling guilty. I haven't phoned my mum in a few days because she stresses me out because of the COVID situation. Well done, you. Okay, well done in reducing. Have we the wee baby this week again? Well done, you. If somebody is stressing you out because of COVID, right? There was a time last year I got completely stressed out with all the chat about it. I didn't want to hear about it. I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to know about it. And then when people were allowed into the houses, a friend came in one day and she started about long COVID, this new thing called long COVID. And I just said, I don't even want to know about it. I don't want to talk about it. I wasn't ready to hear it. Okay. So if somebody is stressing you out, okay, don't feel guilty. I know, again, it's easy to say. You have to look after your own mental health, okay? Look after yourself. If someone is stressing you out about COVID, you know, take a walk, take some time out. You have to be ready to talk about these things, okay? You have to be ready to be able to deal with what she's going to say, or just say to her, you know, Mum, you know, really stresses me out, all this chat about COVID, so I'm not going to think or talk about it for a couple of weeks just to get my head maybe around it. So there are ways of being polite and saying to people, look, that does stress me out. Fear is coming up. Fear of dying, fear of conflict, fear of being incapable to do everything. Children, and when everything happens at once, fears of children falling in, family members. Stressor is not having enough space to get some me time. Everyone is in the house most of the time. And as dearly as I love my family, I just need a break from them. So there's common elements, guys. So we're going to do a wee bit, we're going to do some facial reflexology. And thanks for sharing. It's probably really good for you guys to share that in a forum where everyone's feeling the same. And don't worry, I feel it, but I feel that way too. Like, you know, my father's 74 and he lives on his own because my mother's dead. And like at the drop of the hat, you could be in the middle of something or on a call and you look out and daddy's on the street and you're like, you know, and then I feel bad because like, I'm like, daddy, you can't, you know, I'm on a call, you know, you can't come in or whatever. But guys, you know, people are more understanding maybe if we are just, you know, explain the situation. You know, people are working from home. They're trying to do all of these things, okay? We will deal with fear. We will deal with fear in the duration of the course because fear is slightly different, okay? Fear invades and permeates the cells. It is something we learned, and it is an emotion. It is an emotion that we store in the body, okay? It's like anger tends to come and go, but we still store it. But fear is very pervasive and invasive in the body. I was thinking about fear earlier myself because, you know, from the minute like you start to crawl, fear is instilled in you. Now, we're going to move on and you're going to take, so everybody who says, there's somebody says politics, they say what's wrong, but they don't have the solution. I gave up listening to the media and politicians a long time ago. God help them, guys. They are struggling through a situation that is unprecedented in our times. There is nobody alive that remembers the last pandemic. Maybe a few. The lady who turned 107 there in France, she was a nun. So for long life, maybe that's the key, become a nun, lack of fear. But, you know, there's nobody remembers the last pandemic. And I work in one of the government departments and I said to people, is there not a manual on the shelf, you know, for a pandemic that, like, it was always anticipated this was going to come down the line? You know, was there not a manual anywhere? So, you know, obviously not, but probably not on this scale or whatever. So fear we will address because, again, fear is about us, all right? And I had to do a lot of work to let go of fear, okay? I had to do a lot of work on myself to let go of fear because fear is in the mind, it's in the heart, it's in the body, it's in the soul, it's in all parts of us. But we can, again, learn to not be inhibited by fear, and we can learn to let go. I mean, one of the exercises we can do later on is write down maybe some of the things, write down some of the things that, you know, scare us, and then challenge those fears. So believe it or not, you know, I'd be quite an easygoing person, so I would, you know, try to live my day right. Okay, is that something I'm going to get like worried about today, triggered about today? Is that something that's going to, like, I'm going to spend my mind, my thoughts and my attention on? And most things now I go, no, I'm not. So politicians and the media and all that reporting, blah, blah, we are where we are, okay? If you don't listen to the news, guys, for a week, we will come back here and we'll be grand, okay? And we won't have listened to any of that nonsense for a week, but more people will have been vaccinated. We might have more information on the schools going back, okay, but we only need to hear it once, or you'll hear it from a friend, okay? But fear, we will do then a lot of work around fear in this session. But like I was saying, one of the things that I had to work on a lot myself is there are some things, of course, that I need to challenge, that I need to speak up about. And because I'm sort of easygoing by nature, I would let a lot of stuff go. Oh, you know, namaste, karma, let that go tomorrow. And then there are things that, you know, I have had to force myself to speak up about. So get your face cream on there, guys. We'll get the wee facial reflexology done and we'll see. So this is where the hair always looks ragged in these sessions, and there's an old t-shirt on, just with these oils. Just if you're using an oil, get it on. You don't have to. And we'll just do the facial reflexology. So remember that, just get it onto the neck here too. If there wasn't men on this course, I would take off this top, do you know that? Just to get at those shoulders properly. And, right guys, let's just give the temples a nice massage, okay? So remember, this is all helping because we are just, you know, starting to remove some of that stress that we're holding in the body. So where does the word stress come from? So you have something metallic, okay? You have something, say, steel. You put something on it that's heavier than steel, even slightly heavier than steel. Just give them the temples a good massage there, okay? Just something slightly heavier than steel, and you will see that it starts to make an impact on the steel, okay? Just massage the temples there around the center of the forehead, and that makes an impact on the steel because it's a stressor, okay? So what is stressing us out? What are our stressors? Well, we've touched on some of them there. The external guys, we're probably going to have to live through it for another wee while. Just keep giving the temples a nice massage. What I would suggest is be more gentle with yourselves, okay? Be more gentle with yourselves. You know, I have found, like, when I said to that friend, I just really, really, really can't take this in about long COVID at the minute. I can't really, really talk about it. You know, then she had to decide, am I going to respect Anne's boundaries? And like, I want to talk about it and I need to talk about it to get my stress and tension out. So someone there whose mum wants to talk about this all the time. So she needs now to find somebody else whose outlet is to talk about it all the time. Okay, I would be like you. My outlet is I don't want to talk about it all the time because we're going to wake up tomorrow morning, and what is really going to be different? Okay, so just massaging the temples, so nice heat coming into the temples there, and then let's just do the third eye. Okay, but don't despair, guys. Don't fret. We will talk about fear. Okay, this is not your fault. All right, the fact that you experience fear or feel fear is not your fault, okay? Fear was ingrained into each of us more so than love, for example. You know, we were taught fear probably, and certainly I come from a generation that was taught fear. You know, everybody talked about love, but we experienced more fear than we did love, okay? And just give the third eye a nice massage there. So, and remember, this is the site of the pituitary gland too, the master gland in the body. So you are not just, we are not just doing facial reflexology here for the main organs, we are working the endocrine system as well. So the side of the eyes lower is the colon. And of course, just keep doing the colon there, guys, okay? In the last session, I talked to you about that wee big heal your body, the mental causes for physical illness and the ways to overcome them. In that wee book, so it has a lot of conditions there. Fear would pop up a lot, okay? Manifesting itself in physical problems, all right? And that is another thing that we are not taught to deal with, to manage, is fear. And just keep massaging the colon there. Good. On the side of the nose, just the side of the nose up here at the bridge for the kidneys. Just give the kidneys a nice massage out there. I will prepare more on the subject of fear for next week, okay? But if there is someone stressing you out, whether it's about COVID, The person there that says they're not getting enough time away from the family, well then, you know, say to your partner or whoever it is, I need an hour now, or I need an hour on whatever day or whatever night that I'm going to go for a walk. I just need time for me, okay? You've all seen the emojis and the cartoons on, you know, Facebook and all over. You know, if we are uncharged and if we're like a battery, if we run down, we get sick, we're not going to be able to do everything for everybody else, okay? I would take a good hour of self-care every day and 2 or 3 on a Sunday, okay? That is my self-care plan. A good hour every day and 2 or 3 on a Sunday, okay? Now, the side of underneath the cheekbones, yes, for the bowel. So just coming down from the kidneys there, the bridge of the nose, just down underneath the cheekbones for the bowel. Now, anybody who's constipated, this is great for anybody who's constipated. You might not believe me, but keep massaging and wait a couple of hours till we see. Don't worry, it doesn't come on that quick, but a couple of hours it can, okay? Especially ladies, for the women on here, you know, hormones play a big part, of course, in all of the bodily functions, all right? Like I could be sitting in a meeting, you know, online on Zoom, right? And you can just be massaging, you know, your face like this here. You could be massaging your bowel and nobody would know it. That's the great thing about facial reflexology. And remember, anywhere you're tender, anywhere you feel a wee bit of grit. So if you have grit up there in the temples, go back to it after the session and just massage that out, okay? Remember, the body deposits the salt deposits in places where we aren't working, the systems aren't working as efficiently as they could. Now we'll come to the tip of the nose just for the stomach, okay? So I trained my advanced reflexology with Sheila Nugent in Cookstown, and this is Sheila's chart. So it's not in the workbook, okay? We'll be distributing the workbook during the course, but I want to talk to you for the first couple of sessions to see where you're at, what you need, what you want to talk about, okay? And then if I need to amend it, I can. So tip of the nose for the tummy. And then the top of the lip for the spleen. Gosh, it's 1:45 already. These classes just fly. But guys, in terms of, just keep doing them, just reading the chats here again, just in terms of your own boundaries and your own self-care and your own mental health, okay? Be firm, set and establish your boundaries, especially now during the pandemic, as to what you need, okay? Remember that everybody else, especially, you know, mothers or also men who take, you know, who are maybe like single parents or take anything on, we'll come to the back now, Eamon, in a wee minute. See, take on a lot, okay? You're going to need to manage your boundaries because everybody else is happy and doing their own thing and you're looking after everybody. You need to look after yourself, okay? Now, and then we're going to come, the bottom of the lip is the pancreas. And we'll do the back on the hand. Somebody there has Eamon, I don't know if it's Eamon or just Eamon's iPad, somebody's using it, doesn't matter. We'll come to the hand to do the back, okay? And then I'll show you a wee yoga pose for the back as well. And good. And then I'll come to the chin again for the bowel. Although I notice, get to know your face, guys. I notice the bowel more underneath the cheekbone, the right cheekbone, I have to say, more less so than the chin, okay? And then the side of the lips there are the lungs. Now, I have been doing a lot of these programs and a lot of yoga from the 1st of January. And I work in the lungs a lot, but also, you know, doing the lungs on the hand. And I have noticed my inhaler usage is a way down, which is amazing because this time of the year it usually goes up with the cold weather, but it's a way down. And I really do put it down to the lots of yoga, the lots of breathing. Because when I'm out and about teaching, you know, I'm teaching, I'm not doing the class myself, but when I'm online, I'm doing it, I'm teaching it. So I'm getting loads of yoga per week, lots of self-care as well. Good. And then we're going to come to the side of the chin for the reproductive. Side of the chin for the reproductive. In both men and women. And I'll actually build some things on fear into the workbook, guys. And I'll send it to Anne-Marie in the office to send out to you for next week. But we will do some more work on fear. So just give, so there I have some tenderness in just there, again in the lung area. So if you're doing the reproductive and you're coming up into the lung area and you feel tenderness, just give it a nice massage or a workout, okay? And even if it is just a tight muscle, sure, that's doing you the world of good too, okay? Good. Just incorporating some massage here, just into the reflexology as well. And then just out from the cheekbones to the ears is the liver, and just down the lymphatic, down the side of the neck there, drain all that away, down the lymphatic, the drainage system of the body. And if anyone wants to message me privately, you have listed some of your fears there. It might not be any comfort to know, okay, but they're all really, really common, okay? They are all really, really, really common. Can be to do with, again, in our own unconscious. Just give any points on the face there that you were feeling any tenderness or any rawness. Just give it all a nice massage there in upper circular motions. Can be to do with, like, you know, again, control, not having enough control over these things, okay? But we'll explore all of this in more detail. And again, like I say, the all of this resides in our unconscious, okay? And they're thoughts. They are thoughts and feelings that we have. So remember, you have a thought which manifests as a feeling or as an emotion in the body, okay? Yes, the recordings will be available on the Northern Ireland Rural Women's Network YouTube channel. And yes, you can do the reflexology and the massage on yourself again as many times as you like. Like I say, the Reiki one from the last course is there, and I used it twice this week. And then we're just going to come up here. This is where now I feel it. So up into the sympathetic nervous system. So remember I was saying to you, remember like at school, you know, the teacher used to go like this here, oh dear Jesus. They used to with me anyway. So that's where we started with. We're massaging the temples for the mind. Just in the center of the forehead there, just up on the hairline, is your sympathetic nervous system, the point for it. So that, of course, is our fight and flight nervous system. That's our stressor. Okay, that's the point. And I always have wee salt deposits there. Not too many, but you'd always have one or two. But like I say, I do so much of this that yes, you can learn to accept what you can and what you can't control. Diane, I've probably gone to the other extreme now that, you know, I've just got so relaxed and chilled out about things that I'm kind of like, don't want to control anything anymore, which is not good too, because sometimes you do have to make an intervention, but you certainly can. I have trained myself to let go of an awful lot, including thoughts, fears, anger, things that I can't control, things that I have to accept, things that I don't like, okay? And then we'll just come down the side of the neck to the thyroid. And then we will just do the ears. So just in and around the ears. Sure, if nothing else, we give them a good red out there. Give the lobes a nice massage. In, up, round and down. Good. And all the way from the back of the ears, just down the neck. Excellent. So then someone asked there about the back. Okay, so I'm going to show you quickly on the hand for the back, and then I'm going to quickly show you a few poses on the mat, and then we're going to finish with our meditation, okay? Okay, guys, so on the hand, this is the spine, okay? So down the thumb, the side of the thumb along the bone, all the way down the wrist is the spine. So on both hands, I want you to massage down the side of the thumb, just the side of the thumb like that, up and down. Anyone with back trouble feeling any tenderness there, do it on both hands. Good firm pressure, like not, just like, along with a feather, just for the back, okay? Because that's the thumb is the head on the hand. And then just you're coming down the spine now, all the way down. So a wee bit of tenderness for me in there, okay, the lower back region. So of course, the more you come down the spine, then you're coming into the lower back, just down in there. So a wee bit of tenderness for me. I'm always nippy in the lower back too, and I do 3.5 hours of yoga a week, and I can get into positions, guys, that like, you mightn't believe it, but I can get into positions that, should appear in the Kama Sutra, and yet I still am nippy around the lower back. So then just do the other hand. Again, if then, like that's where I'm tender on the hands, that, that's where just you can go to, okay? Breathing into that, just big deep breaths in and out through the nose, just breathing into that. And our meditation, we'll do our wee meditation tonight, now we'll do a wee meditation on letting go of fear, okay? Just giving the bone up the side of the thumb there a good massage. So for me, the same spot on both hands, just down in there, okay? Just down in there, tender, but give it a good massage out. Stimulate that point, okay? That wee nerve there that's associated with the lower back. Okay, so I'll just show you a few poses. So for the lower back, if you were on a chair, what we would do is we would just push the chest out, and you want to make a nice arc in the lower back, and then you would go into cat and cow pose. Then you would just go into cat pose on your chair where you have the arched back. Imagine an angry cat with the arched back, okay? And then big deep breath in, you're going to look up, shoulders come up, chest comes out, shoulders are back now, and the lower back's just squeezing in there. Nice gentle movement if you're on a chair there for the lower back. And then you just go forward again, drop the head, arch the back. Lovely. Now, if you're able to get down onto the floor, a wee pose for the lower back is just starting off in Sphinx pose. So like the Sphinx in ancient Egypt, shoulders over the elbows. Relax the tummy, seems easy enough. The lower back's dropping down. Big deep breath in, breathing out, up we go. Good, and then you just hold that pose until the muscles adjust, okay, and the bones. Hold the pose. Good, good, and then walk the hands back a wee bit. Excellent. See where we're getting to now, arms are straight. If it's really nippy in the lower back, take the hands forward again. Just go to where you feel it, and then bring them back in a wee bit. And bring them back another bit if you can. Good. And down we come. And then for anyone very, very loose in the lower back, big deep hands beside the shoulders. Big deep breath in. Breathing out. Up we go. That's it. Allowing the tummy to drop down, just looking up. Push back onto the knees. Come into child's pose, so we're pushing the back out in the other direction. Hands out the width in the mat. Straighten those arms, bum back. So we're getting real length in the back now. Look up, walk those hands forward, more. Come up onto the knees, dropping down. And again, if you can't do that, guys, just keep doing your C pose until that lower back starts to open up, okay? So, emotionally, we store grief in the kidneys. So that's in the whole lower back area. Now, let's just get on to our mats or our chairs, or just relax for your meditation. Well done, everybody. Just a 5-minute meditation, and I will do a wee guided one today, just around to try and release fear, okay? Just get comfy. You can lie back flat if you want to on the floor, arms by your side, palms facing up. Let's just bring our awareness to the third eye. Just sitting for a few moments to allow the heart rate to settle and to allow you to be aware of what your mind is just doing. I want you to imagine you're just walking through the desert. The sun is shining, it feels really warm, it's lovely. You're all alone, but you don't feel alone. You feel safe and secure. You feel happy and relaxed, calm and peaceful. And you see an oasis out ahead of you, and you just walk on. And you're wearing white clothes, and they just shield you from the sun, and they billow in the wind. And the oasis just looks so inviting. You reach the oasis, and there's a pool of beautiful, calm, clear water in the center of the oasis. There's no one else around. I want you to take off all your clothes and just get into the pool. And it's refreshing and cold from the sun. And you can see to the very bottom, it's so crystal clear. And you just dive down. And there's an air pocket at the bottom. And you're able to breathe, and you just lie on your back at the bottom of the pool, and you look up. And you can see the whole world that's going on around you outside now. But you're safe, like a cocoon. And you just observe your life. You observe the world you have. Family, friends, community, you observe all of that. You realize that that is all happening outside of ourselves, and that only happiness can come from our own minds. And that we need to work on our own minds and our thoughts, our thought patterns. for our own happiness, regardless of what's happening outside that well, outside that pool of water. I want you to take all of your fears now. I want you to name them. And just down in that air pocket at the bottom of the well, there's a golden casket. And I want you to name your fears. And I want you to put them into that golden casket. And I want you to close the lid on it and lock it and leave it there. And slowly just make your way back to the surface of the water. And you look out and you're back in the desert. The sun's hot and beautiful and you're feeling cool and refreshed. And there's a tray of food and drinks left beside your clothes. And you just sit down beside it and replenish yourself, refresh yourself. When you're ready, bring your awareness back into the room, turning onto your right side if you want to. If you just want to lie there for another wee while, do. If you're taking or getting some time out for yourself, that's okay. Well done, everybody. So like I say, thanks, Kelly. Like I say, I'll do some more work on the fear and put it into the workbook, okay, that we'll send around. If not before the next session, we'll send it out during the program. But I don't want you to sit and, just read loads and loads of stuff, okay? The whole idea of these is that you take an hour out and you just listen and you observe and you do wee bits and you just take care of yourself, okay? And a couple of the issues obviously coming through fear, which is always a big one, and another one is coming through boundaries and control, okay? Letting go and just being good to ourselves too, okay? And getting better at telling people what our needs are. And also allowing people, thanks Paula, allowing people to take care of us, okay? Because I would, well, I'm quite relaxed and laid back. I would be like a doer, a goer and whatever, because, we were brought up, like, you just keep going, you do. Have you done that job? Well, what's the next job, okay? So, it took a lot of training to become this relaxed. So well done, everyone. Namaste, okay? See you next week, guys. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Aileen. Enjoy your week.